After the long break week, Modulo Chapter 18 wastes absolutely no time. This chapter comes in hot, chaotic, and borderline disrespectful to power scaling. Quick disclaimer before we dive in. These spoilers come from rough translations, and on top of that, the pages were originally sent out of order. So what you're hearing is the most accurate reconstruction possible, but still take everything with a grain of cursed salt. With that said, let's get into it. The chapter opens by throwing us right back into the fight between Tsudugi and Maru, exactly where things left off. Tsudugi is now freshly fused with Ra, and the narration immediately slows things down just enough to explain what's actually happening here. We learn that Uta Okotsu's ring is not just a keepsake or emotional relic. It's a registered cursed tool, stored within the Gojo family's vault. Inside that ring resides an overwhelming amount of cursed energy, along with the lingering will of Ra Oromoto, who exists solely to serve its owner. This isn't borrowed strength. This is inherited, accumulated power layered over time. The first pages are pure motion. Tsudugi is testing this fusion mid-combat. It's unclear who's speaking at certain moments, whether it's Tsudugi or Ra, but the dialogue feels like two voices sharing one body. One of them marvels at the speed, describing it like being strapped into a roller coaster. The other snaps back, warning him not to rush in recklessly. They bicker while fighting, commenting on unstable footing, aiming angles and movement. It's chaotic, but controlled chaos. Maru, meanwhile, is completely thrown off. He watches Tsudugi and thinks, is this some kind of doll? A puppet? But that thought doesn't last long. He immediately realizes something is wrong. The cursed energy output doesn't make sense. There is no possible way a single human body could naturally contain this much power. Then it clicks. It's the ring. The memento from Tsudugi's grandfather. A vessel that's been filled over years, maybe generations. The clash continues until Maru finally attempts to use his cursed technique directly on Tsudugi. And it does nothing. No resistance, no counter-effect. Just nothing. Maru is stunned. It's like his technique doesn't even matter. Tsudugi is forcing his way through with raw physical strength amplified by that cursed energy reservoir. No finesse. Just pressure. Tsudugi floats down in front of him and apologizes. I'm sorry. He says, but I'm going to win this no matter what. Maru answers without hesitation. There's no need to apologize. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Roots and vines erupt violently from Maru's position, bursting outward in a massive cursed bloom. And then the chapter cuts away. We transition to the second major battlefield, Mahoraga versus Dabra. Mahoraga stands atop a skyscraper, looming, calm, watching. The wheel above him spins again. Dabra immediately senses it. Something has changed. In the next sequence, Mahoraga launches himself off the building and appears next to Dabra almost instantly. Dabra reacts, grabs him, and fires off his light-based cursed technique. Beams erupt, strike Mahoraga, and then shatter like glass. No effect. Dabra freezes. Mahoraga slashes him across the face. Blood sprays. Before Dabra can even stabilize, Mahoraga is already airborne, descending with another strike. Dabra realizes the truth in real time. Mahoraga's ability isn't just adaptation, it's neutralization through understanding. Once the wheel turns enough times, the technique is solved. Finished. Invalid. Fear sets in. Dabra tries to block, but it's desperate now. Defensive. Weak. His internal monologue spirals. At this rate, he's going to lose. He has nothing left. And that's when the chapter hits us with a flashback. We see a younger Dabra with Dura. They're working together, talking. Dura asks him if it wouldn't be better to get along with others from their clan, the Dune. Dabra sounds hurt, asking if being around him is really that unpleasant. Dura reassures him. It's not that. He's just alone. There's no one else strong enough to partner with. Dura mentions Dabra's sister and the weight of her position. Dabra explains that the warriors of Disconti have too much pride. If he trains or mingles with them, it only leaves everyone feeling worse. Back in the present, Dabra is broken, bleeding, surrounded by rubble, terrified. His thoughts drift back to Dura. You were always amazing, he thinks, but right now I feel like I'm going to lose. The flashback continues. Dabra explains that he hasn't even tried that hard in his life, yet he always wins. When people admire him for that, it hurts. It feels undeserved. Dura laughs. That's where you're wrong. Dabra says he's strong, but he doesn't want to fight. Dura responds with a line that cuts deep. It's not that you don't want to fight, you've just never actually fought. You're too strong to have ever become a warrior. Dabra doesn't understand. Dura explains that words have limits. If someone ever becomes strong enough to defeat him, then he'll finally understand what fighting truly is. Back to the present. Maharaga lands a brutal punch, sending Dabra crashing through buildings. Maharaga doesn't stop. He's already on him again, raining down blows, and it finally clicks. In the past, whether he wanted to fight or not, none of it was real combat. Dabra remembers Dura's later words. Won't you protect everyone in Lumo? He thinks of his sister, Maru, Cross, Japaloma, everyone. Because he has to fight, he will fight. That is battle, and the one who can do that is a warrior. Maharaga throws another punch. Dabra catches it, barehanded. He stands there, gripping Maharaga's fist, unmoving. Sorry I kept you waiting. Dabra says, I'm going to fight you properly now. The narrator re-explains Dabra's cursed technique. Light, void, acceleration. Then comes the problem. Dabra's body cannot withstand the acceleration of light. He has never once used that speed on himself. So he clenches his fist, digs his feet into the ground and thinks, if my technique has been neutralized, then I'll beat you to death with my bare hands. The narration hits its final line. Unprepared for humanity, Dabra Karaba dances at sublight speed. Chapter ends. Power scalers are already sweating. We're flirting with lightspeed territory. This is insane. Dabra is pushing his own body past its limits, potentially toward death, just to win. Break week is over. We are officially back. How do you think this fight ends, and do you think Dabra survives pushing his body to sublight speed?